Yemen now, and divisions have emerged among separatists in the south. A delegation from the Southern Transitional Council released a statement on Friday declaring the dissolution of their movement. The announcement came after talks in Saudi Arabia. A day later, the STC, National Assembly, issued a counter statement. Speaking from Aden, it says the decision to disband isn't legally or politically valid. The STC National Assembly is also demanding the release of what it describes as its detained delegation in Riyadh. Let's bring in our Hashem Ahelbarra, who's on the phone now from Saudi Arabia, from Riyadh. Hashem, I understand that there's been an important announcement made by the STC.
Yes, Polly, it was an announcement made by the chairman of Yemeni Presidential Leadership Council, the government backed by the international community and Saudi Arabia. Rashad al-Alimi said just about 10 minutes ago that forces loyal to him have completed the takeover of the provinces of Mahra and also of Hadramaut, and that they are continuing to deploy their forces across the entire area to ensure peace and stability. He said that a conference is going to take place here in Riyadh, where all the Southerners leaders will be invited to discuss a potential roadmap for south of Yemen. We have to remind our viewers that there are still many people who say that their concerns should be addressed, and one of them is their push to break away from the north and establish a state of their own. Rashad al-Alimi also issued a warning to the Houthis who control north of Yemen. He said that they have two choices: join the talks for a comprehensive roadmap for Yemen, or that they will face his own troops, which will be deployed north to take over the entire area that has been taken over by the Houthis in 2014. So quite an interesting development in the sense that Rashad al-Alimi is adamant is going to be a military confrontation if the Houthis do not disarm.
Indeed. Just to recap for our viewers on this announcement made by Yemen's Presidential Leadership Council representing the internationally recognized government, you're saying that they say their forces have taken over control of the provinces of Hadramaut in Yemen, which were previously held by the STC, the Southern Transitional Council. And this is coming, Hashem, a day after a delegation from the STC said that they were dissolving the movement. Does this signify the end of the STC? Where does this leave the movement? Is it over now for them?
Definitely. The STC, in the sense that it stood for the secessionist sentiment among the Southerners, is over. Its leader, Aidarus al-Zubaydi, is now considered a fugitive by the Saudis and by the internationally recognized government of Rashad al-Alimi. Those who decided to join the talks here in Riyadh say they are willing to move ahead and negotiate the potential for any settlement. And that settlement may not necessarily mean breaking away from the north, but consolidating the united Yemen. Abu Zara al-Mahrami is one of the most powerful STC leaders. He's also a commander. He is here now in Riyadh, and he is playing a crucial role in deploying troops to secure the entire area that were taken over by the STC. And he is someone who is likely going to have a bigger say in putting together the roadmap for what happens next in South Yemen.
And what happens next is a really important question when the Houthis are in the picture. Of course, the Houthis control most of northern Yemen. The STC out of the picture now. The Presidential Leadership Council calling for dialogue, you say, with the Houthis. Is that likely to happen? Will the Houthis agree to go to the negotiating table?
It will be extremely difficult for the simple reason is that the Houthis, when they took over the capital Sana'a in 2014 and evicted the UN-backed government, they said that they will continue their push to take over all of Yemen. They say they are the only legitimate authority in Yemen. So I don't see how they are going to be willing to negotiate a settlement with the internationally backed government. But you know what, Folly? They may be left with only two options: the chances for a political settlement, or it is going to be the forces based here in Aden. They will just launch an offensive to take over the north, which could further create more violence and instability across Yemen.
Okay, Hashem, thank you very much for now. Hashem Ahelbarra with that breaking news story out of Saudi Arabia, where Yemen's Presidential Council has announced that its troops, the Presidential Leadership Council, which represents the internationally recognized government, has announced that its troops have taken control of the provinces of Hadramaut and Ahelbarra and liberated those governorates, according to them, areas that were under the control of the Southern Transitional Council, the Separatist movement, which announced that it was dissolving just 24 hours ago. And the Presidential Leadership Council now calling for dialogue with the Houthis who control northern Yemen. We'll keep a close eye on the story, of course, and bringing all the latest developments here on Al Jazeera. Hashem, thank you very much for now.